name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Thank you for joining me. Well, if you were here for our last video, which is now in the past, the title was, Don't Look Now. But the past is gone. The past is gone. And we discussed how the past doesn't exist in any real or physical way. No physical way. You can't put anything real in the past, and you can't put anything physical in the past. The past is only memories, and those memories are uniquely yours, and you created them the way they are. So what you think about as the past is uniquely yours, and no one has a past like yours. We all got our own unique past. Makes you wonder what history is, what we call formal history, because it's nothing more than memories. Well, now, that was our last adventure. So this one here, this time, we're going to do a deep dive, kinda, on seeing. What do we see? And when we close our eyes, what is there to see? So we're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm going to make a little diagram, and we're going to talk about it. And if you have any questions, put them down below in the comments, and we'll do the best we can to come up with an answer that satisfies everybody. A difficult problem. So, in a moment, we're going to make a change in our scenery here, and I'll see you then. Well, we're back. Thank you for sticking around. Now, on my board, I put the topic for today's discussion. What can you see with your eyes closed? Well, before we get to that answer, you see, I have a little figure here. And this figure got two eyes. I put two nostrils on there so we get perspective. Underneath that, I put a little sieve, a little filter that we're going to be talking about. Now, what do the eyes see? Now, in the illusion, we know exactly what they see. They see, in this case, a whiteboard. They see a gray-haired, almost bald man. and you are interpreting all that information through your senses, mainly your eyes. So you're taking in information from the outside, which is basically energy. So the eyes are seeing distorted energy, and they are bringing that information in great quantities. Now, we think that the eyes filter what they're looking at. They make determinations as to what they see and turn their head to look at things. The eyes don't do none of that. The eyes, magnificent as they are, only bring information from the outside inside. I have a little oolong tea today. So now the eyes are bringing in information, and it is falling into, look at Halloween's coming up. Probably looks like a skeleton. But it's not. This is information falling into this filtering system. Now your eyes pick up, they just pick up everything. They're an instrument. They're a tool. And they're magnificent. But all they do, when you get right down to it, is take the outside information and convert it to data. And so this that falls into the filter, this filter, is just data. It's just information. You may have heard everything is just information anyway. So now we have this filtering system here. And it all falls through there. Now, what is your filter system that looks at, now this is raw data, and a lot of it, and it's unfiltered. And you know, they used to say, they're in the big book, the good book, they say, if your eye offends you, pluck it out. Oh, you might have read that some other place. Eye can't offend. Eye doesn't do anything except pass information. It doesn't care what it looks at. It doesn't care how it's directed. Whatever goes into the eyeball in that magnificent instrument is converted into data. And it's raw data. At that point, doesn't mean anything. We have to put meaning onto it. So here again, outside is just meaningless, raw information, raw data. Inside, because we manipulate it and work with it and interpret the raw data, meaning comes from the inside, not the outside. So you put the meaning on everything that you see, that you think you see. Well, this is how you do it. You take the data in and you filter it. And what do you filter it through? Well, we talked about last week. Your memories. your memories are the filter system. Your memories create beliefs. Out of those beliefs come how you are going to filter, interpret this outside information. Isn't that exciting to know that, to finally know you're creating your world? It's not what's outside, because what's outside of you is just meaningless energy until you interpret the data inside of you. Now, just a little caveat, we don't know where the inside of you is. But wherever it is, you're going to filter this through your past. And where is your past, all your memories stored? We don't know. But we have a name for where we have that. We call it the subconscious mind. It's below your conscious awareness. We don't know where it is. But we have a name for where we store your memories, your beliefs, your values. It's in the subconscious. So your filter system is your subconscious mind. Subconscious. Subconscious mind. Which nobody knows where it is. And nobody knows where your memories are stored. That's why we got a name for it, but we don't know where the location is. So now we have data. See, this is raw data. This is meaningful. Meaningful data. What makes it meaningful? Well, you take the raw data and you filter it through here, and you only let through the filter what you have reference to through your belief system. All the other data is meaningless and is disregarded in this process. Why is it disregarded? You have no reference to the information, and therefore no ability to use it. So now comes the meaningful data, and with this meaningful data, that's what you interpret into your world. So now your world is right here. Here's your world. Now look at the diagram. Your world has little to do with what's outside of you. Oh, we've done this before, so let me do it again. Outside, inside. The outside meaningless data is turned into meaningful information inside of you. And this is where you create your world. Isn't that exciting? You always thought the world was outside of you. Now the world, your world, is an inside construction based upon your past. And as we talked before, last session, what is your past? Memories. Are your memories real? No, they're creations that you make. How magnificent is that? So now we have this world inside of you. Well, now we're gonna step and think about A Course in Miracles. Because if you want this to change, if you want something different, you have to see different. Now, how do you see different? The eyes are just taking in information. The eyes don't care what the outside is, what the energy system is. Doesn't care. So as you do this, I want you to recognize you're not seeing with your eyes. You're not seeing with your eyes. You're seeing with your interpretation of filtered and manipulated data. You are not seeing the outside the way it is. You see the outside the way you are. How are you? Your belief system. Basically, your belief system is who you are. And so you are not seeing with your eyes, because that's just raw data. You're seeing with your interpretation of filtered and manipulated data. How interesting is that? So, if you want to see what you think you're seeing through your eyes, if you want to see a different world, have to change how you see. You have to convert seeing with the eyes into vision with the mind. So now the Course. If you really want to do this, this is what it's about. Above all else, the Course says, I want to see things differently. Why do you want to see them differently? Why isn't this okay? It's an illusion. It's not reality. But you believe in the egoic world, it is reality. So let's see. Above all else, I want to see. Now, in this particular paragraph, they use a table as an object to explain or look at seeing. So they say, where do they say it? I want to see this table, this object, whatever you pick. In this case, it's a table, but it could be another person. It could be a lamp. It could be a significant other. It could be anything that is separate from you. You want to see it differently. And so above all else, I want to see this table, the reference, different. In itself, it is not important whether you do or not. I paraphrase that a little bit. Yet, what is by itself? The table by itself. Can it be by itself? Can you have a table or any object all by itself? All by itself. No. Everything is interconnected. You are interconnected with your environment, with everything that's in your environment. You're connected to it. Whether it's an object or a person or a job or whatever it is that you're doing, you are interacting and connected with it. You see a lot of separate things all around you. You see separate things about you, which means, which means you're not seeing at all. You either see or you don't see. And I said before, the eyes don't see. The interpretation of the mind. What you think is seeing is an interpretation of the mind. So basically, you are seeing with your mind. Has little to do with the eyes. Once they transmit the data, everything else is handled on the inside. See how that works? When you have seen one thing differently, because what we're trying to do, we're trying to see the table differently, or the object, or the other person, or the relationship, or the job, or whatever it is. When you see it differently than what you believe your eyes are telling you, everything shifts. Everything. Now, I want to make this clear. When you have seen one thing differently, you'll see all things differently. The light you will see in any one thing is the same light you will see in everything. There is nothing separate by itself. So here again. Now in other models, we've got this far, and what we do is, in the other models, we take this world and we project it onto the outside. Because we believe this world is outside of us. And we have no idea that it's inside. What an interesting thing. Now, if you're in a safe place, we can have a little fun. And so it's time to close your eyes. Oh, by the way, all of this stuff is in the description below that I'm reading, below the video. A lot of information in there, and you can reference it and go back, take a look at it anytime you want. Okay. Now, it's time to close your eyes. If you're in a safe place, not driving a car or a fork truck, but in a safe place. So close your eyes. Just for a minute. Just for a minute. I'm going to assume you got your eyes closed, so you can still hear me. What do you see? Images that are created from within the framework of your belief system. Whatever the images are, they're going to be within the framework of your belief system. Okay, now open your eyes. And what do you see when your eyes are open? Now pay attention. You see images from within the framework of your belief system. So whether your eyes are open or whether your eyes are closed, you are seeing images that must be within your belief system, which is created from past experiences, which are now only memories. You do not see with your eyes. You see with your mind. Interesting. Interesting to recognize that you're not seeing at all. You are interpreting data. And your interpretation of the data is dependent on your memories. So if you have some negative memories, it's going to affect how you see your world through your mind. Now, I did another exercise on seeing. So we can try this, although it's by, and some of you are not going to do it, some of you will. So, and it's to help a little understanding. So in whatever environment you are in right now, I want you to look around and in your mind's eye, count how many things did your eye contact that were colored blue. Colored blue. Now, I usually say, well, try that for, everybody do that in the group for 10 seconds. So try that just for 10 seconds. Look around and pick out how many things in your particular environment is blue. Now, you're going to be familiar with your environment because it's where you're at. And you can look around and see how many things are blue. Now, you'll come up with some figure. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is. Okay, now close your eyes. Don't look, don't peek. How many yellow things are in your space? Now, some of you, your eyes might open up and say, wait a minute, you didn't tell me to look for yellow. No, I told you to look for blue. So you filtered the information only looking for blue. Your belief system filters the information of what you're told through your belief system to look for. You filter everything that comes through the eyes, and you see with the mind what you want to see. Now, we've been concentrating on the eyes. All your senses operate the same way. You see what you want to see. You hear, touch, feel, and taste what you want those senses to have based upon your past experience, which are memories in the mind. You do not see with the eyes. You don't taste with the tongue. You don't hear with the ears. Everything is an interpretation of your world in your mind. But in the egoic world, you think it's outside of you. You think there's an outside world. When you see one thing differently and see the essence of that one thing, the illusion collapses. The illusion collapses. And the physicalness of the separate objects begin to move from separateness into oneness. And you see your world differently. So look at the description. There's a lot of information in there. Think about what you see, whether your eyes are open or closed. You're in an illusion. And it is so magnificent. And so till we get together again, be good to yourself. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time we get together here in the illusion. Bye now.